Good morning, all of you. Today we will discuss about antidepressant drugs. Antidepressant drugs are medication that can help relieve symptoms of depression, social anxiety disorder. After this, a student will be able to explain about depression, about classification of antidepressant drugs, about mechanism of antidepressant drugs. In the introduction, the student will explain about the depression, what does the term include, and what is depression. Depression is the most common of the affective disorder. It may range from a very mild condition bordering on normality to severe psychotic depression accompanied by hallucination and delusions. Depression is one of the most common psychiatric illness. Intense sadness and despair to mental showing and loss of concentration means happiness to happiness to sadness and sadness to happiness. Now, in the next, depression may be classified according to the type of the symptoms, unipolar and bipolar. What is unipolar? In which mood swings are always in the same directions. Unipolar depression is commonly non-familial, clearly associated with stressful life events and accompanied by symptoms of anxiety and agitations. Sometimes it is termed relative depression. It is self-limiting and responsive to antidepressant drugs. In the therapy of this one, only assistance, assurance and support of the family members or friends. Now pause the video and write the symptoms of anxiety. What is the symptoms of anxiety? Now resume and explain what is anxiety. Anxiety is an emotional state unpleasant in nature and associated with the uneasiness, discomfort, and concern or fear about some undefined and defined failure threats. The normal fear response to threatening stimuli comprises several components including defensive behavior, automatic reflexes, arousal and alteration, and negative emotions. Disturbance between these reactions and external events is called anxiety. Now we will discuss about bipolar depression. Bipolar means bi means two direction. Depression to mania and mania to depression. In which depression alternates with mania, mania in the most response respect exactly with the opposite with the excessive exuberance, enthusiasm and self-confidence accompanied by impulsive action. This is called endogenous depression. This is severe in the comparison of unipolar. This is caused by neurochemical disturbance. It requires long life therapy. It shows a familial pattern unrelated to external stress. Now we will move to next slide and what is the symptoms of depression. Symptoms of depression will be classified into two types: emotional symptoms and biological symptoms. In the emotional symptoms we include misery, apathy and patience, and low patience, low self-esteem, feelings of guilt, ugliness, loss of motivation. In the biological symptoms we include retardation of thoughts and action, loss of libido, sleep disturbances, and loss of appetite. In the next slide, the theory of depression, monoamine theory. We can say it is a disturbance of monoamine and it causes depression. It is proposed in 1965. That theory suggests that depression results from a functionally deficient monoergic transmission in the CNS. This theory was based on the ability of non-antidepressant drugs, tricyclic antidepressant and monoamine oxidase inhibitor to facilitate monoaminergic transmission. Biochemical studies depressed patients do not clearly support the monoamine hypothesis in its simple form. Though the Monoamine hypothesis in simple form: an insufficient as an explanation of depression, pharmacological manipulation of monoamine transmission remains the most successful therapeutic approach. Classification of antidepressant drugs. We include first one, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, means selective form. It is the drug most commonly prescribed antidepressant drugs. It blocks the reuptake or absorption of serotonin in the brain. This makes it easier for the brain cells to receive and send messages, resulting in better and more stable moods. They are called selective because they are mainly seem to affect serotonin and not to the other neurotransmitters. These selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor drugs act by inhibiting the uptake of serotonin. These drugs are low first choice of depression advantage over tricyclic antidepressants. First advantage are little or no sedation, no weight gain, no interference with the psychomotor or cognitive function. Next, no anticholinergic side effect. Next, no postural hypotension. And last one, no potency to cause seizure or arrhythmia. Second class, serotonin non-epinephrine reuptake inhibitor. In that one, the drugs are used to treat major depression or mood disorder, sometimes attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, anxiety, or menopausal symptoms, and chronic neuropathic pain. These drugs raise level of serotonin and norepinephrine, these two transmitters in the brain that play a key role in the stabilizing mood. Both classes have side effects such as hypoglycemia, low sodium, nausea, rashes, dry mouth, constipation, diarrhea, weight loss, sweating, tremor, sedation, insomnia, dizziness. Now, next class, tricyclic antidepressant. Tricyclic antidepressant are so named because there are three rings in the chemical structure of these drugs. The tricyclic antidepressants are related drugs inhibit active uptake of biogenic amines, noradrenaline and serotonin into their respective neurons and thus potentiate them. Uptake inhibition results in increased concentration of amines in the synaptic cleft in the CNS and periphery, resulting of a antidepressant effect. The tricyclic antidepressant also blocks serotonergic, alpha-adrenergic, histaminic, and muscarinic receptors. Next, now we will move on next class, monoamine oxidase inhibitor. This type of antidepressant was commonly prescribed before the introduction of selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor and serotonin non-epinephrine reuptake inhibitor. It inhibits the action of monoamine oxidase brain enzyme. Monoamine oxidase helps lock down neurotransmitter. These drugs act on that enzyme also. Monoamine oxidase inhibitor act by inhibition of monoamine oxidase located in the mitochondrial membrane in the nerve terminals, the liver and the other organs. Monoamine oxidase, which is present in nearby eye tissue, catalyzes the oxidative deamination of multiple monoamines including the catecholamine and serotonin. These are two types of monoamine oxidase. Monoamine oxidase A, that one has a substrate preference for the 5-HT and is the main target for the antidepressive monoamine oxidase inhibitor. Second one, monoamine oxidase B, preferentially catalyzed phenylethylamine, phenylethylamine, and others non-polar aromatic amines. Both subtypes deaminate noradrenaline and dopamine. Monoamine oxidase inhibitor forms stable complexes with the enzyme causing irreversible inactivation. These result in increased store of non-epinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine within the neuron and subsequent diffusion of excess neurotransmitter into synaptic spaces. It is the by we will explain about that one. This one is high capacity neurotransmitter by using selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor we block that one. That is things to remember. Protriptyline is the longest acting tricyclic antidepressant drugs. Fluoxetine is the longest acting selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Mirtazapine is the longest acting atypical antidepressants. Progestine is the most potent SSRI. Desipramine is the most potent blocker of norepinephrine reuptake. Bupropion is the most selective dopamine reuptake inhibitor. Oxaprotilime is most selective norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. Escitalopram is the most selective 5-HT reuptake inhibitor. Doxepin has maximum alpha blocking activity. Amitriptyline has maximum anticholinergic activity. Thank you.